Hi folks, this is Jay. We are visiting a garden on Urban Farm Day. This is Linda's garden on Grand Island, New York. This is a sustainable living garden which focuses not only on growing produce but also raising animals in the garden. We're with the gardener Linda here. Can you say a quick hi to our viewer?
Hello everyone, welcome to my garden.
Yeah, can we join you for a walk in your garden?
Yes, please.
Yeah, I will follow you. So the majority of your front yard has become a vegetable garden area, and you have so many things growing here. The first thing I noticed are the corns. Well, tell us a little bit about the corn and the method you're using here.
Yes, there's two beds with corn in because corn needs to cross-fertilize.
Cross-pollination.
Yes, but this is a Three Sisters garden, which comes from a Native American concept of growing corn, beans, and squash
Yeah, I see
in the same
I
bed.
see the squash flower and also some of the bean. Yeah.
Here's a great thing of beans up here.
Oh yes.
You can see them. The beans are really prolific right now, so I'm picking every day.
It's wonderful.
Lots of beans go in the freezer to eat in the winter.
Yeah.
But picking the corn is the best part of all. It is so delicious.
Wow.
It is so delicious when you eat it the same day you pick it. Beautiful.
Oh yeah, they're lovely. You cannot get any fresher than this.
No.
Yeah. What do you have here? You have the
Over here I have my second planting of potatoes. These are late potatoes, so I'll probably pick them in about a month.
yeah, they're
Dig them out.
They're in a raised bed, right?
Yes, they're in a raised bed. And I have a lot of, if you could see the fertilizer on top, that is droppings from the rabbit
You raise in your garden.
that I have. Yes. One of the reasons to have animals is for fertilizer.
Yeah. You have some of the black raspberry
These are black raspberries.
in the bed.
That's about 2 years old.
Wow.
They go crazy.
Yeah, so they are like they send out the cane. Almost they need to have something to support them, like a trellis.
I got a little trellis behind them.
Yeah. So you have more produce on this side, and you have a lot of tomatoes.
Here we have, this is tomatoes and peppers, a little bit of eggplant, some chard. Peppers are going crazy right now. Tomatoes are just starting to get ripe.
Wow.
You can see lots of peppers.
Yes.
Okay.
So bountiful. Yeah. And I see you have those beds. They're empty right now, but you have something going on, right?
Yeah, these beds, this one over here was my garlic bed. That got picked a couple weeks ago. Now it's got carrots just starting.
Wow. And
Same thing here. This was shallots. That'll also be carrots. I haven't planted them yet. This one was snap peas. I'm not sure if I'm going to put anything in there. That squash plant in there, I did not plant it.
Oh, it's a volunteer.
Decided to grow on its own.
Okay. I see you use the grass clipping here as mulch.
Yes.
And some of the grass clipping are provided by your neighbor. Is that the?
Yes. Now this is kind of, my neighbors are very supportive of what goes on here. My neighbor on this side will keep her grass for me whenever I ask her to, especially in the spring when I need a lot for mulching. My other neighbor on the other side saves her vegetable scraps for me to feed the rabbits.
I see. Yeah.
This is brassica bed, brassicas are not asparagus, broccoli,
Broccoli. Yeah.
cabbage, cauliflower, and kale. That's pretty much finished except for the kale. I don't pull these out because I break them off and feed them to the rabbits.
Oh, I see. Yes.
They like the leaves of the brassicas. You have to know what you can feed the rabbits and what you can't.
Right. Yeah. So
for instance, tomatoes.
So you shouldn't feed tomatoes.
Rabbits don't like the tomatoes. It's
Oh.
not good for them.
Okay, yeah. Well, they're in the nightshade family, so it can be a little toxic.
No nightshades, exactly. No nightshades. That's my first potato bed, which is already harvested. I have some of them in my greenhouse curing.
Wow, wow.
Curing means you let them sit for a week or two, and then they will store better.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Then I take them down the cellar and store them, so I have food for the winter.
Wonderful. So
Yeah.
can we take a look at the backyard?
Yes.
So this is not just a garden for you. It involves your neighbor. It also kind of become part of the community here.
Exactly. My sister lives around the corner. She also saves me
Yeah,
scraps for the rabbits.
Before we enter the backyard, I want to show people quickly so how you protect your fruiting tree. This is a peach, right?
Exactly. And we've had trouble in the past not getting any fruit because the squirrels do not share well.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll get a good harvest this year. You can see there's quite a few in there.
Yes, so you have two peach trees that are completely protected by this kind of like a covering, right? And with a canna lily in the middle. This is really spectacular.
Now the calla lilies, my neighbor plants. That's her favorite.
Oh, okay.
And then the peach trees we share because they're right in the middle of our joint property.
Right.
So
right.
we share the peaches. And
Wonderful.
should be plenty.
Yeah, okay, let's go to take a look at Linda's backyard.
I have
The ring barrel?
4 rain barrels right now.
Wow.
Yeah. Helps a little with the cost of water.
Yeah, exactly. So again, we are visiting a garden on Urban Farm Day. This is Linda's garden on Grand Island. And we just saw the front yard. Now we're entering the backyard. Well, the first thing I noticed will be the chickens. Yeah, and how many chickens do you have here?
I have 2.
2, okay, yeah,
I would like 3, but I only have 2 at the moment.
yeah. So
They were born April 23rd.
this year,
Yes.
you remember their birthday.
Well, I got them as chicks. They get shipped in the mail the day they're
okay.
born. Yeah. They will be laying shortly.
Eggs, you're expecting
Eggs.
eggs very soon.
Yes,
right?
that's the reason to have chickens. There's nothing like a fresh egg.
I see, yeah. So can I take a look at the chicken coop? Yeah.
This is the coop. It's a small coop, but it doesn't have a lot of chickens. And they don't spend a lot of time in there. They go in there at night to be safe. And I have an automatic opener and closer
Yeah.
so that if
Yeah.
I can't get home, they'll be safe.
Yes. So,
There's some watermelon that my neighbor gave me
yeah.
that they eat.
Yes. To utilize the food scrap that we don't use, the chicken would happily to take.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now I feed the chickens purchase food, but if they have supplemental food,
That'd be better,
then
right?
it costs me less to feed
Yeah.
them.
And so, what do you have here, Linda?
Well, that's my permit on Grand Island.
Require permit for chicken.
Require a permit, but you're allowed to have up to 6 chickens depending on size of your yard.
So you follow the rule and you do the best practice.
Yes, best practice with chickens is don't leave any food laying around at night. Get it out of there if there's something they haven't eaten. Just to keep the scavengers minimized.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's good to know because every town, every city, they will have their own different rules.
Yes.
So if you want to raise chicken, I'll definitely look into the rule and say what is required and what is the practice your town suggests or requires. Yeah.
This is the inside of the coop where I will get my eggs someday.
I see. Yeah.
My family has a little pool going. When will the first egg come?
I see you have some of the comfrey. So how do you use the comfrey plant?
Basically, I use it in as a compost starter.
Yeah.
But they do get a pretty flower on them at certain
yeah.
times of the year.
Exactly.
And they're very easy to grow, so I've been sticking them in everywhere.
Yeah. So so you can harvest the leaves more than once or twice within a season. You cut them back, they grow back within the season.
Exactly.
So you put them in the compost or
Yes.
make them into like a liquid fertilizer.
Yeah. I have quite a few closed compost bins. That's where the food scraps go to minimize, the rodent issue. There's 2 more over there, closed compost bins, 1 there.
Yes. So
And this compost is just my scraps from the garden, weeds, as you pull things out.
yeah. So at this corner of your garden, you have your rabbits, right?
There
Can you
they
take
are.
Yeah.
I'm going to feed them.
Oh yes, please. Yeah. Well, you have more than a few rabbits. And they're cute.
Well,
Yeah.
I have 2 does. A doe is a female rabbit. This one up here on the left is Honey Bunny. And she has a litter of 5 in there with her right now.
Oh, they're lovely.
Aren't they adorable?
So you utilize the dropping from them as fertilizer, and
Exactly.
also the bedding, the straws,
Yeah,
as mulch in the bed.
exactly. If I'm making a new bed, I dump it in the bottom. If
okay.
I'm using it to fertilize like the beds out in front,
I see.
put that on.
Yeah.
to rat.
So what do you feed the bunnies?
Oh, okay. Well, I do feed them purchased food, but as many scraps as I can from my garden.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Now, for instance, they like this,
The husk
the
from
husk from the corn. Okay, I can put this up if you want to look at them. There they are. So nothing gets wasted. It either gets fed to an animal or it goes into the compost and comes back around as
Right. Oh,
fertilizer.
that's such a good practice. Rather than produce a lot of things goes to the landfill, use them
Yes.
in your garden.
Exactly. And that's the point I wanted to make by being an urban farm day, is that the animals can be a part of the whole thing.
Well, that's such a good idea.
Yeah. Not a lot of people have room
And
for
you
them.
get the fresh corn, and they get the fresh husk from the corn.
Yes. Now this came from my sister around the corner. This is pieces of strawberries. They love those. And some watermelon. It's the same thing with rabbits. If something doesn't get eaten, you have to take it out within a day or so.
Yeah, to keep it clean, and
Yeah.
also to deter other critter to
Exactly.
get too close.
The squirrels like to eat rabbit food.
Oh,
Now this is another female. I didn't mate her this last time. I'm giving her a rest.
okay.
But she's always hungry. You'd think she was. Her name is Bib. Stands for Black is Beautiful.
Oh, okay. Oh,
And
well,
this
she
is
is beautiful. Yeah.
And this is the buck, which is the father. His name is Snowball Jr. He doesn't do a lot of work. 3 or 4 times a year he steps up.
Yes. Well, I can tell they're very happy here. Yeah, they get the fresh food and also very happy. Oh, look
Well,
at it.
yeah, and they don't have to worry about somebody eating them, like the
Yes,
other ones that run around here.
Exactly.
So the rabbits provide
The fertilizer, right?
fertilizer, and they turn vegetables into meat.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Exactly.
we use every part of the rabbit we possibly can, but
Yes.
I get a kick out of watching them eat stuff that would
Yes.
normally
Yeah,
be in the compost bin.
Exactly. Look at that. That's lovely. Yeah. So right next to the
You go over
rabbit
there, I'm going
area.
to close these up, all right? Yeah.
we have an area that is intended for the pollinators. And as you can see, Linda has two beehive box in this area.
Yeah, this is my what I call pollinator garden. I just threw a bunch of seed in, and I do plant some perennials that I know the bees like periodically.
Yeah.
But the bees,
Uh-huh.
I do get a little honey from the bees, but that's not the reason I have them.
Right. Uh-huh.
I have the bees to pollinate,
Uh-huh.
and
Yeah, just to help them to be part of the ecosystem, not necessarily that for the purpose of harvesting honey. If you get honey, it's something extra you would really enjoy. Yeah,
exactly. And the other thing is to promote healthy bees right now.
Uh-huh.
Bees are in trouble with all the pesticides
Exactly.
that are getting used.
Yeah. So we have the bee. Do you call them the beehive or bee house?
They're beehives.
Beehives.
This
Yeah.
particular hive is called a top bar hive.
Okay.
I think it's more sustainable and bee friendly than the Langstroth hives that most
okay.
people use.
Yeah.
The bees make their own comb inside this hive. I
Okay.
don't put a piece of stuff in there
Like
for
the-
them to make comb.
Like the insert that some other people put, right? All right.
And then we have a few more vegetables back here. Those are yellow beans that are going crazy right now. Onion, zucchini. There's a big fat one back there I could pick out. This is an idea I got from the bowling garden in Tonawanda, and I asked my daughter to give it to me for a present.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's like an archway, but also serve as a trellis for all the climbers.
Exactly. That's the
Yeah.
great part about it. But you got to rotate. So last year I had beans on this, 5 different kind of beans. Over here I have a nice little
Oh,
zucchini.
beautiful. Yeah, so beautiful. Yeah.
These are cucumbers. You can kind of see them hanging down. The advantage of having them on this is that you could see the fruit. It doesn't hide from you.
Oh, yeah,
And you
exactly.
can grab it off of there, yeah.
Exactly.
Then I have a few more tomatoes, basil,
Yeah.
eggplant,
You have some
asparagus.
over there, right?
That's right.
And you have some.
Those are kind of perennial over there.
Yeah, and they get better with age. So the rhizome get bigger and bigger. You get more harvest from them year after year. And you have the strawberry bed here. I did not notice that. Yeah.
Yeah, and those have come back through the winter. They're ever blooming, I think they call them. So I may get some more strawberries
yeah.
there. This is herbs over here, basically, and a little bit of milkweed for the bees.
Yeah. So is that the potato you just harvested? The potatoes.
Oh yeah, those are.
Can we take a look?
Those are about a quarter of the potatoes that I got out of that one bed.
Yeah. Yeah. So. Well, they're
That's
lovely.
basically in the summer what I use the greenhouse for is
to
curing.
Oh, curing.
I cure the garlic in here, the shallots, potatoes. Then in the fall, I start beds that go on these railings, and I put greens in them.
Oh, wow.
So I get greens pretty much into December or January before it gets too cold.
Wow, that's very impressive.
Yeah.
I cannot imagine harvesting your own grain in January.
And you just come out the door and grab it. It's really
It's
fabulous. Yeah.
Okay. Again, we are visiting Linda's garden on Grand Island, New York. It is featured on Urban Farm Day. So this is a really interesting garden. You can see how Linda put the idea into practice to incorporate not only growing vegetable, but also raising animal to make them all part of a sustainable living. Well, thank you for sharing your garden with us.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you.